What if the biggest financial decision of your life is based on a myth? Renting is throwing money away. You've heard it. Your friends say it. Homeowners swear by it. But what if the math quietly disagrees? Today we're flipping the script with something brutally simple: the 5% rule. Here's the entire idea in one sentence. If your annual rent is less than 5% of the home's purchase price, renting is mathematically smarter. If it's more than 5%, buying might win. That 5% isn't random. It represents the true unrecoverable costs of owning a home. Roughly 1% goes to property taxes, another 1% disappears into maintenance, and about 3% is the cost of capital, the return your money could have earned somewhere else. Those costs vanish just as completely as your rent payment does. Let's make this real. Imagine a $500,000 home. 5% of that is $25,000 per year. If you can rent a similar place for less than that, the math favors renting. And in most major American cities, that's exactly what's happening. But wait, it gets deeper. The 5% rule is actually conservative, because it doesn't fully account for transaction costs when you sell, often 5 to 7% gone instantly. It smooths out maintenance as if it's predictable, when in reality, roofs collapse, HVAC systems die, and expenses spike brutally. And then there's the opportunity cost. Your down payment sitting in a house earning about 1% per year after inflation, versus being invested in markets historically returning closer to 8%. Even Nobel Prize-winning research shows that real housing returns average roughly 1% per year after inflation, not the 8 or 10% people casually assume. So is renting throwing money away? Or is buying simply paying through a different, more complex channel? Here's the framework that actually matters. First, calculate 5% of the home price you're considering. Second, compare it to your annual rent for a similar property. Third, ask yourself one brutal question: will you stay long enough to recover selling costs and spread those expenses over many years? Finally, compare the wealth you would build through illiquid home equity versus the liquid investments you could grow by renting and investing the difference. Renting is not automatically stupid. Buying is not automatically smart. Both are ways of paying for housing. The only question is, which one builds more wealth in your specific situation? Narratives are loud, math is quiet, but math wins. If you want to make financial decisions based on numbers instead of opinions, subscribe and let's think smarter about money.